Welcome back to Pembertons Farm Ballam Road Dairy Farming for episode 15 with me, MrSealyp. As you can see, I have the AEB and I have got our trailer on the back of it. I'm also going to pop into the field to show you where we ended up yesterday. We got all of the bales over. I didn't really show the landscaping. I did the landscaping in the end, so we got a bit of dirt, bit of trackway, bit of grass around the outside. So bale wise, we ended up. Actually, I don't need to be in the field, do I? In all honesty. I obviously miscounted somewhere along the line. I thought I had 25 of each, or 24 of one, 25 of the other. It's worked out we've got 2 silage bales more than we've got hay, but that being said, the hay bales are 7,000 litres and the silage bales are 6s and 6.5s. So to be fair, we've got more literage in those than we have in these. But they're all over, like the wrap. It's cool, isn't it? We're heading back over to Pembertons. We've got more work to do. We've been asked if we can help out. I'm going to be a milkman. Milkman and delivery boy. That's what we're going to be. Grocery boy today. Plus we're going to take some manure. The biogas plant, various different contracts I had that had to be delivered to the biogas plant and did. Pembertons then paid me. They own the land over there at the biogas plant. The biogas plant is chugging away on silage at the moment that has been delivered, but they've asked for more product to be delivered. Pembertons have got manure coming out of their ears. We use the slurry to do the slurrying on the fields. They've got so much manure, so they say, could I go over? My trailer's bigger than their small one. Of course it is, because well, not necessarily I could have a smaller trailer than their small one, but we're going to do that. So I'm going to whiz over, I'm going to take my trailer, we're going to load up some manure, we're going to load up some milk, we're going to check on the dairy there, because I think we set it off to do cheese and butter, so there should be cheese and butter. We're going to check on the bees for the honey situation, and also the wool. So we've got a load of deliveries. I don't think the greenhouse has produced any tomatoes yet, but it's only a small greenhouse and it's a standard production, so it's not going to be mega fast, but that's what we're up to, hopefully. The AEB is, I'm really enjoying it. I'm liking using it and getting in and out of our little yard with the tight gate. Works perfectly in this. I want to get a Land Rover again. I know I sold my van. I've got enough money. I mean, that's not my money. I'm on Pembertons. I'm on the Pembertons payroll at the moment. That's not my finances. I think mine's around, what are we on, 100? Around 101, something like that. Because of buying the cow pen and getting the cows over. I'm only paid for the cows, they gave them to me. I might wait for them to reproduce, then start selling them. I don't know. Again, we'll see how we go with that. It's kind of funny watching Tom Pemberton whenever he posts his videos. How much work now, even more work has been done at the farm, clearing out ready for the new milking parlour. It looks so different. I'm going to run around the back here. We've got milk churns, milk pails that need to be loaded. The Pembertons have got their dairy van. Theirs is an open back one. It's like the old-fashioned milk floats, but theirs is like a transit van. I think it's a transit van with open back. We haven't really got a version of that. But what I'm also going to do is probably some of the stuff the Pembertons farm I'll be able to do just using the telehandler, which I'm going to do. But other stuff, I think I'm going to have to use their flatbed trailer. I might use that. I don't need the big trailer. I think I'll get away with a small trailer in all honesty. We have got pallet forks for this, so what I'm going to do is load up one load of manure. We've got a load here, we've got a load around the back of the good old shed. Yeah, 30,000 litres sitting there apparently. So what we're going to do, I don't know, have I got silage in that? I'm not too sure. How are we looking at? That's empty. Could probably do with a bigger bucket. You know, the old telehandler, I'm trying to think, have we got that in? We probably have. There are so many different buckets and CSN packs and stuff. Do you remember that bucket we used to have that was it 8,000 litres or 11,000 litres? It was crazy. Hang on, there is a wheel loader one, isn't there? That does 12,000. That might be CSN pack as well. Anyway, so we'll load up some manure first. Then we're going to take the telehandler around and we're going to load up the milk. And we'll take that to be delivered. Like I say, we're going to check on the honey situation. I will check on the greenhouse. I don't think we're not in a good place there. But for some of the delivery, I'll use the van. Some of the delivery, I'll probably use the telehandler because we'll need. I say we'll need it. We might not need it. We'll need it for loading, but not necessarily. I think we can increase the capacity of our trailer. Did we have it on full? I don't think we did have it on full capacity. I can't remember. I've been on a mission. I'm almost at a point where I can start streaming. Oh dear, I got a load of help from the guys in my Discord. I know I keep talking about it. I got a load of help from Mr. Dalek JD. We were over at Thursday because it was my daughter's 24th birthday, my twin daughter's 24th birthday the weekend. So I went to my other daughter's, my eldest daughter, who her boyfriend is Mr. Dalek JD, YouTuber fame. So I was chatting to him about settings and various different things, because whilst my Elgato was sporadically cutting out and wasn't as bad, I'd changed a whole load of settings. It was a lot better. My OBS wasn't set up correctly and I needed to check all the settings on my OBS, so I got that sorted with the help of him. And then what I thought I would do, because I was still having this weird, I talked through all my settings from my Elgato and everything, and he said it didn't make a lot of sense. The stuff I was saying, he said, oh, you really needed to be here to kind of go through the settings, but the settings I had set it up to get it to work didn't seem to make a lot of sense, but it still kept flickering in and out. I kept losing connection. So I went on, and I had bought new HDMI cables, so I thought I'd find better HDMI cables, better quality HDMI cables. So I found Elgato ones, which are high speed 8K super duper, and I thought, well, I'm using an Elgato, so I'll use Elgato cables. Those turned up, plugged those in, and I have to say, it's looking pretty good. So I think next time I stream, I won't be broadcasting directly from the PlayStation. I will be streaming through Elgato, which means if we do have any game crashes, the stream will continue. The stream won't, the broadcast won't end and start a new one. The stream will continue, and if I have an issue, I can then just reload the game and pop back up again. So fingers crossed. I'm just deciding what it is I want to stream now. I have been doing a little bit of Gran Turismo 7. Every now and again I've been doing the odd races, but I've got to a point where I've got one of the World Championship races, but it's 7 races, and I just haven't had the time to do all 7, one after the other. So I thought maybe I could stream that. That might be quite cool. But obviously there's going to be... I keep saying there are certain things I had decided on a map I was going to move to from here, and then Black Sheep Modding said, oh, you know, Valley of the Old Farm is nearly ready. Obviously there's Court Farms is going to be coming. Yeah, I mean, wow. That was something I was going to say. Somebody sent me a link, and I'd never heard of this YouTuber. I don't want it to sound demeaning or derogatory or anything like that. And I went on and checked out this YouTuber, and I have to say, wow. I personally think better than Daggeron. Daggeron was always my go-to. It was always my kind of, you know, that was the level I wanted to be at. The guy's name is Scroft. Check out Scroft's channel. It's cinematic, it's storytelling, I've been doing this a long time, and I've done the odd role play, I've done the odd storyline, I've done the odd sort of thing. Going over there, show him some love, check out his channel. Obviously keep watching mine. It's phenomenal. It's, honestly, I love it. It's next level stuff. It's PC based, obviously. I say not obviously, but it's PC based. But wow. I mean, I just sat transfixed. Yeah, and obviously PC stuff. If you're au fait with your PC and you're really good at what you do, I just watched thinking, my mind boggled as to how to actually achieve what they've done. For console, I don't know how I would do it, but wow. So yeah, go check out Scroft if you haven't seen any of his stuff. Proper storytelling, absolutely just phenomenal. So no, yeah. How did I get onto that? Oh yeah, I was saying about Map. Oh yeah, he did a crossover episode, and Ocean David let him have a bit of early access to Court Farms. So we did an episode where they were going to check out buying a new farm. It's brilliant. So yeah, so there's Court Farms coming. I was looking at going to the that new Canadian map. I thought that looked cool because there was new crop types on there, flax and peas and stuff like that. I thought that'd be quite cool. But I'm really considering having a bit of a go on the old farm again. I'm sure that was FS17 I did my Let's Play on that. I would really like to go back over to there as well. So, trouble is, how long do I wait? That's the thing. Anyway, that being said, let's refill. We are now, right. So that will need to go over. I'll do some more loads until we've cleared all the stuff from here. I'm just going to drop the bucket there, because what we need to do now, oh no, not that. That. We're going to whiz around the yard, because hopefully, if this works, I have got that that DD ModPassion pallet add-on. I wanted to give that a go because it had milk churns as part of the pallets, so that worked really well. So what it should also allow me to do is hook up without the need of forks. Where do I need to go? We're on this side, aren't we? Check out the cheese situation. Okay. Cheese and butter, we have got plenty. That's going to need to be using some of that to resupply the farm shop, which is just around the corner there. The Pembertons milk van is just here, and then hopefully, if this is correct, in here, there's our milk for our milkman duties and deliveries, which we're going to be loading up, and we're going to be taking down to, I think, the supermarket. We're going to do, I'm going to, there's different places around the local town that require milk delivery, but we're going to, I think they do proper like bottled delivery, like doorstep delivery, but we're going to be taking this to the supermarket. So I think the first thing we need to do is resupply. I'm going to do some here, and I think at the supermarket they've got a couple of vending machines down there as well. There we go, look. I'm going to try and split it, so I think the first 3 butters and 1 cheese will go to the farm shop here, so this will restock the farm shop. I think it's about here, isn't it? It's not there, is it? There we go. Ooh, plus 26. Why have I done dollars? What moron put this on dollars? Hang on a second. Actually, I'm not sure what the exchange rate is at the moment. We're probably better off being in dollars, aren't we? I don't know. I don't know how strong the pound is at the moment. It's not great. I know when I went to Vegas in 2007, I think. I went 2007, 2009. I went to Vegas. Myself and MrSealyp. We were supposed to be going next year because Sealyp is 21 next year, which means she'll be old enough for. Enjoying herself with some adult juice, that kind of stuff, in the US, but I don't think any of us are going to be able to afford to do it, in all honesty. But when I went the first time, it was a 2-to-1 exchange rate, so it was $2 to the pound. That made your money go quite a long way. It's not that anymore. I think the second time we went, it had come down to 1.6, I think, which was still pretty good, but yeah. I don't know what it's at now, but I don't know why I'm talking about exchange rates, because I switched over from dollars to pounds, but that's all good. So yeah, what I'll do then, I'll bring the little trailer around, we'll load up. I'm trying to think, I don't know where the wall will go. Actually, we need to check prices, because I don't know where. No contracts available yet, we're not at the right time of year. Have we got a spinnery? Wall. Yeah, we've got a spinnery. Okay, we'll take the wall to the spinnery. Oh, Pemberton's farm shop will take it. A little bit less money. So I suppose it's all that, like I said, locally sourced ingredients, locally sold. I don't know whether they're going to turn that wool into woolen garments. Maybe TP merch. Maybe Tom's t-shirts and what is this? Woolly hats. Myself and MrSealyp, I bought MrSealyp a Tom Pemberton TP Farm Life hat, and I got myself one as well. You probably saw me wear it on one of my walk and talks. Did I wear it on one of my walk and talks? I'm sure I did when we were up in the Lake District. So maybe that's what they're going to do. They're going to make merch out of the wool. So yeah, we'll get around to that. Now I don't know whether or not this will pick up those pallets like that. So these now I will leave, and they will be loaded up onto a trailer. They'll probably go down to the supermarket. So what I've got to do now, hopefully this is going to work. Now these won't load up. I'm not going to load the pallets onto the van. You'll see why. Should do. Let me drive the Pembertons van. I need to open that side door. So open the back door. I did a little bit. Close the back door, and we'll sort out loading that up. Just a moment. So I'm not sure whether or not I just need to get close enough to it, or whether or not I need to go into the van and refill. Ah, there we go. The cool thing with this van as well is you can change seat because if you've got the Kubota DLC, you can be a passenger. I didn't have to do that. I can't remember which way it was now though. There is a way of doing it. I can't remember. Anyway, I won't do it at the moment, but let's hop out. Grab some more. But that also has potentially insane capacity. I think I've got it on standard. It will take, I want to say 4,000 litres, I think it will take. So I'm going to load all this up, and then we'll head down to the supermarket, get that done. And I'll see you in a minute when we're ready to head off. We have 3,600 litres loaded up. Which way was it? That way. Close that. Oops. Sounds like someone just lost a leg in my kitchen. I'm sure they'll survive. Let's take the milk. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've just suddenly got this hankering for a Land Rover again. And I sold my... I love that Lizard XJ, the Jeep. That thing's amazing. But I think that fits an American Mach better. And when I first went to Silverrun, I had the newer Defender type Offender. Sold that and bought the Jeep. But now I want to go old again, you know. I just keep thinking back to my 6 Ashes Let's Play, and I love those old Land Rovers, are just awesome. But then I just think it depends where I go from here. I suppose wherever I go from here, I can take it with me. I don't always take vehicles with me, sometimes I do. I sold everything I had before and bought a van to come to this one, so... Right, supermarket. So they've been very forward thinking of the supermarket here. You've got your supermarket, your regular old sell point, but they've also got vending machines outside. They do a raw milk one like they do at Pembertons as well. So Pembertons supply both. There we go, just down here. So let's sell. Milk delivery. That's alright. Done. This is how the Pembertons make their money. Well, that and the cows. That's something we have to do at some point as well. I know they gave me some of the dairy stock and some of the beef stock, but some of the beef stock will need to be sent into the farm shop. We'll have to do that at some point. I say we'll have to, they might have done it already, won't they? They do it fairly regularly. I'm going to head back. You saw... Have we done it? Yeah, the honey, those pallets wouldn't hook up without the forks. We have got one pallet of tomatoes, so I'm going to go and grab that. We'll go and grab the wool, and then we'll load up the cheese. I'm not sure what I'm going to take. The Pembertons farm shop, I think we can take the honey there, because they can sell it there. Tomatoes should go there, the wool will go there, and then the rest of the cheese and the butter that we took to the Pembertons farm shop ready, but we left some, that's going to come here to the other vending machine at the supermarket. So we'll do that. The fruits of everybody's labour. I've got eggs at my farm. I think I'll probably take those to, I think the Pembertons farm shop will take those. So I'll have some of my produce go into the farm shop, which will be quite cool. I'm trying to persuade, I hope it's not going to take much persuasion, I know, MrSealyp to detour out to the Pembertons farm and farm shop on our next visit up to the lakes. We're going, I've already said I'm 50 this year, as is MrSealyp. I know I probably shouldn't say her age, but she's having a big old party, and after a party we're going up to the lakes for 2 weeks. The first week we're glamping. We've got a glamping pod at a lovely farm. I'm going to be doing some live streams and stuff, hopefully, walk and talks, that kind of stuff, from a place called Burns Farm. And then the second week we're going to Graysondale. So the second week I'll be doing videos hopefully as normal, because I'll have access to everything I need to. But the glamping pods have got hot tubs and honestly it's amazing. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. So I'm just thinking on the way up, on the way back maybe, if I could persuade her to detour. I'd love to go. It's a long way to go just if I'm going to go to the farm shop, but if you're kind of heading that way anyway, it works. Say it works. Let's just say it works. Right. Turn those off. Close that. Some of the stuff from the Pembertons farm does go to get pasteurised. It does go elsewhere. I think that's what the other vans are for. And then it comes back again. And that raw milk thing is still going amazingly with the new milkshakes and stuff like that. They're doing incredibly well. So, tomatoes, then through to the wool. I'll do those on camera. The butter and cheese down to the supermarket I'll do off camera. But what we should be able to do, hopefully now, is drive straight through. I think it's one of those situations with this pallet thing that any pallets that are spawned before having access to it won't be able to connect up without forks. So I thought, rather than take a chance, if I take the forks with me, I don't want to get to a pallet, find they don't, then I've got to go back searching for the forks. So I've got the forks with me, and it all works out alright. So for those people saying I never use forks, I do, look. We'll load these up this side. Getting through to the wall. I might put this little trailer in the next paddock over from the sheep. I was asked the other day how I'm managing to place animal pens because people have hit the limit. It's on the limit already when you first start on the map because of the amount of barns that are here on the farm. This was a pasture. There were 2 pastures. There's one close to the buildings here and a further pasture out there. There's a pasture in the field directly opposite. There's a pasture over the back by the other farm, and then there's the 2 barns over there as well. So it was kind of pretty much up there. So when I first came on here, this pasture had been removed, which allowed me to do the sheep. We then removed the far pasture up the back there, which allowed me to put my chickens in, and then for me to do my cows, I think the far pasture over on the backfield, the one across the road just here is there, but the one over at the other farm was removed. I've still got the ability, or the Pembertons have got the ability, to put the cows out in the pastures here at this farm and across the road, so we can still get them out in spring. And when we get through to, I'll probably say, it will probably be later in March, but we'll do it in April, the cows will be able to go back out again. So they've been in all through the winter. We bought them in well, was it November, December time? So it's been December, January, February. Yes, they've been in, and then we'll get them back out again. So let's whiz round and get this wool on. Let's get our wool on, because there's all that manure in there as well. I'm just thinking the amount of slurry that's building up. I'm not sure we're going to get to do box milk spreading. I think it's just going to be slurry spreading if we need to at any point. We're not going to need to lease. I know they do hire in muck spreaders when they do the box milk spreading, but I don't think we're going to need to. Actually, I might just be better off leaving it here. I don't know if that's going to work so well, actually. And I've got to go miles, haven't I? Now we'll open the gates. Right, I'll weave my way through. Work my magic. It's still alright for grass at the moment. We've got plenty of bales. We've got grass, straw, hay, and we've got loads of silage, so feeding's not going to be a problem. 2 wool pallets. I suppose I could take the trailer up and just leave it on. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll weave our way through. I'm sure it'll work. Oh, it's nice to have proper sunlight again. We've got snow here at the moment, again in the UK. Where my wife is, she's away this week with work. She's up Manchester way, I think, for 4 days. She went Monday, back Friday. She's got snow, and we've had snow, and it has been snowing on and off, but it's not. It's settling on roofs and the car roofs and the table in the garden, that kind of stuff. But it's not settling on the ground. It's not heavy enough, and it's not quite cold enough. I think we're kind of at that in-between point. So, this is going to be trickier to do because there's not a lot of room. I say there's not a lot of room. I didn't leave a lot of room because the concrete things are there for putting this pen in. So I don't know, I might have to do these end on. It's not that I like these very much. Let's narrow the forks. Use the forks, Luke. Yeah, was I saying that? Oh, I was talking about the Elgato and stuff earlier. I started off by saying I'm trying out different positions for my mic because I said I'm using my Rode mic now for doing my everyday stuff. I used to use a headset and mic, but never used to really have the sound coming through my headset. I always just had it for the mic, and then thought, I wonder if my Rode mic that I've got on my PC will hook up to the PlayStation, and it did, and I talked about that before. And I'm trying to work out a good position for it, so if I do stream as well, it's not in the way of the camera. So I've tried it in 3 or 4 different locations over the last few days. The last couple of episodes, or the last couple of mod reviews, I wasn't quite happy with the sound, so I've moved it again, and I'm just hoping it's a little bit better now. I don't know, like I say, it's just trial and error, just getting that sweet spot. I had it up and over initially, but it was in the way of the camera, so then I tried it coming up from underneath, which worked fine, but I've kind of got it to the side. I don't know if it's working. Fantastic, I'm very happy with that. So anyway, as you can see what I'm doing. I'll take these through. I'll see in a minute when I'll take these through to the farm shop, and then I can load up the trailer with the other bits. I'll have that on. I'll leave that single bale to completely fill up. Proper fork work. Whoa, look at me. Look at him go. Right, let's get that down. Well, that all went way better than I thought it was going to. Telehandler's back. We loaded up, or say load up. That's what was left in the bucket. So let's grab the AEB. I was thinking about the situation about getting a Land Rover, and I thought, do I? Because I'm using this. Oh, bit of wheel spin there. So we got going. Didn't notice that before. I suppose we've got quite a heavy load. 16,000 litres behind us. Actually, their trailer does 15, so we're only 5,000. We're only 1,000 litres more than their small trailer, aren't we? Maybe I'll use that next time. This just seems a lot bigger and a lot heavier. And I thought, do I need the Steyr anymore? But in all honesty, the Steyr cost me, was it 3 grand? Just under 3 grand. I'll be mad. I don't need to get rid of it. So we'll head over. So like I say, it's all gone very well so far. Everything's sold where it should have done. Everything picked up how it should have. The forks worked well. The trailers worked well. I've delivered where I needed to deliver to, which is all wonderful. So now it's just biogassery. Let's see what can go wrong here. That's where I find out there's not actually a tipping point and you need to do it by bucket or a ramp or something like that. Hopefully not. The bales, no, we dropped the bales right in front, didn't we? So we should be okay. We've got a lot of movement on the front. I should have put the front weight on this actually. Never really thought about that. Anyway, it's all good. So there was me saying the other day, oh yeah, that was the thing I was saying. I said I was going to go. I'm going to FarmCon. You know, I said MrSealyp has sort of said we were going to go whenever it ended up being and wherever it ended up being. It was announced, wasn't it? 1st and 2nd of July in. I'm going to get it wrong if I say it now, aren't I? What I will do is while we're driving, because I don't want to say it wrong. I'll still say it wrong. Lohingen? Is it Lohingen? In Bavaria at the Deutzfahr Arena, so it's going to be held at Deutzfahr. Very nice. So I jumped on. I know a couple of years last year, if you're a Giants partner, or I think it was just if you're a Giants partner, you got a free ticket. So they would send you a ticket if you were going to go, if you wanted one. And when it went live yesterday, was it? I panicked and thought, what if they sell out of tickets? If Giants don't offer that again this year, what if they sell out? So I jumped on and bought 2. So MrSealyp has booked accommodation. I've got my tickets. All we got to do now is sort out flights. So I think I put the link up the other day on Facebook saying I'll be there. Will you? Be interesting to meet people if anyone's going to be there. That's a subscriber that follows me. I know it's not easy. It's not. You know, the first time I went, it's because I was doing Farm Sim League. And Giants flew me out with CLEG, and that was fantastic. It was great. This one's all under our own steam, our own dollar. So, and there are going to be some other. I know 2 YouTubers that are definitely going to be there, but hopefully there'll be lots, because there were last year. I don't know if they're going to. They haven't announced a schedule or anything. I don't know if they're going to do one of those. Sort of content creator interview boards panel things. If they do, that'd be great, and that's not saying I'll be asked to be on one, but if they do, that'd be awesome. So yeah, isn't it weird? I was literally just talking about it. Was it the last episode? I wonder when it's going to be, and this is I'm going, but I don't know. I've just realised what I've done. I've gone into default mode and I'm heading back towards my farm. I need to go to the biogas plant. I've gone the wrong way. Can I turn? No. Oh, wheel slip. Wheel slip. Sorry about that. So yeah, Deutzfahr is going to be cool. I know Lars, when I was doing Farm Sim League and we went to class at Harsewinkel, and Lars had said the following year they were hoping to go to Deutzfahr. Nothing had been planned, because then it was the dreaded pandemic, so it never happened. And then last year was John Deere, so I thought, obviously the Deutzfahr thing hasn't worked, fell through, whatever. But yeah, Deutzfahr, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very cool. And it is a tricky one. I know a lot of people have asked, can they hold one in the UK? Can they? They are talking about holding one in the US. They might do a FarmCon in the US, because obviously they've got offices in the US now, and Terminators out there, and they're increasing their staff out there. So they might do one in the US, which for US citizens would be cool. But the UK is a tricky one, because they don't have a presence in the UK. They don't have offices in the UK or staff in the UK. Which means if they were going to, everything they need to run it has got to come with them. At least when they're in Germany, they sometimes have got a fair bit of travelling. When they do Farm Sim League as well, there's a lot of travelling involved. It's hours and hours at times, but it's not, they haven't got to fly, they haven't got to go overseas or anything like that. So I don't know, yeah, whether it would be cool to have a UK one. We were also saying about the Farm Sim League. Wouldn't it be cool to have one of the rounds in the UK? Because I know they have done. I know when I did it, we did Germany, France, Switzerland, and Poland. But yeah, it would be amazing. They were also talking about doing a franchise out to Japan, to have a Farm Sim League in Japan. Imagine opening up to that market. Wow. Yes, start overloading manure. We made it. It's whether or not that's going to be full or not, though. I don't know what it takes manure wise. And is it on the side here? Or is the operation for, is it here? There we go. Manure. Oh, we've barely scratched the surface. I say barely scratched. We'll get another full load in. Let's get that going. I bought 16,000 litres. How have we lost? Because I hadn't turned it on at that point, so we've lost 6,000 litres somewhere. They've got digestate. What's wrong with? They've got digestate. Oh, I suppose the other. I'm just looking here now as well, thinking 2 massive silage clamps here. That pasture next door, the one I said that that's no longer a cow pasture. That's a massive field. We could get some silage into one of these, so the biogas plant is stored up for a while. I'm hoping as well as we get into April we get more baling contracts pop up. Anyway, I'm going to go and get another load and fill that up completely. I'll see you back there then, and that'll be my job's done for today. And then I'll probably, on the next episode, I'll see you in April. I'm not sure, actually. Let's check on that as well. As far as growth goes, why am I rolling backwards? Ooh. Oh yeah, we don't harvest until July. It's not spring, is it? I know some maps they've done spring crops. I just think when you're planting in November, I think if you plant now, if you're planting early March, you should be able to harvest in November. If you plant November for wheat, barley, canola and oats, you should have a spring harvest, so you should be able to harvest in sort of April, May time. Not always, it depends where you are in the world. So yeah, we won't be harvesting for a while. Just wondering whether or not my chickens will make it through that far without having to buy any feed. Still got that lumber as well. I need to do something with that. So I'll get another load. I'll see you back here in a minute. We'll top that right up. Like I say, that'll be my job's done. Still happy to help. Okay, as long as I go the right way this time, we'll be absolutely fine. So second load, 16,000 litres. This should fit it up. Just thinking actually I need to make some 12 mix ration for my cows because Pembertons gave me part of a load. Actually no, it filled out, didn't it? I was just thinking I don't need to make any yet. Maybe tomorrow. But I'm whether I borrow their mixer or I need to buy a mixer, but I'm going to need something. Oh hang on, have I got a front loader on the Steyr? I just need to buy a front loader and forks. I was thinking I need to get a skid steer loader or something like that. I know there's the farm where we bought or collected the straw from. They've got one. Obviously the Pembertons have got their telehandler, and then there's the telehandler at the second farm, the JCB. But if I just got my self a front loader and some forks, oh, I did take all of it. Yeah. Oh, no, time to go through that gap. So let me access it if we're not part of the Pembertons farm? No. Oh, I thought 2 loads would have filled it. Oh, just a little bit more would be needed, but that's alright. That can be done at another point. So, I mean, to be fair, they've got a load of slurry as well, haven't they? Because we didn't use anywhere near all of it. So I could bring slurry over here. They'd need a tanker to transport it, but they could do. But anyway, that's me for this episode, for my jobs that needed to be done. I'm going to take my AEB and my trailer, beacon off, back to my farm. And let's say hopefully into April we've got some more baling contracts pop up, because I need some work to do. I've got nothing to harvest. Pembertons seem to be up to spec with everything. We got all of their stuff before winter, so they got all the stuff for feed, for 12 mix ration. Their sheep are producing wool. They've got cheese. They've got butter. They've got it's all. Everything seems to be running rather smoothly. If I can get some more contracts pop up, then I can get some more money in the bank, and then I can look at maybe buying another field or whatever I'm going to do next. We can look at the cow situation as well, whether or not I'm going to offload any of the cows, or do I wait for them to reproduce then offload the extras, which would be more beneficial. It would make more sense because I'm selling off the surplus. If I sell them all now before they reproduce, I've kind of lost out the potential to get new births. So I probably won't. So that's the field That's quite a big field that could be cut and utilised. So what I'm thinking as well about, because you've got the golf courses, and there's some woodland and some bits of sort of open land we haven't really been to yet, about feeding the deer and the wildlife. There were those deer feeder boxes, weren't there? I thought about maybe leasing a small baler, doing a bit of hay and doing that, maybe feeding the wildlife. Might be quite nice, mightn't it? Make a bit of extra money as well, if you know what I mean. So I hope you've enjoyed it. This is the end of the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.